This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. 6 o'clock on this Tuesday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi has details of more warm and dry weather on the Suncoast, John.
Beat keeps on going.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, we had 87 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
I mean, that's really pretty remarkable for this time of year, 7 degrees above average. And the thing is, we've had such a string of above average temperatures and low amounts of rainfall that the fire danger remains high here on the Suncoast. So we just have to pay attention to that, I think, as we head through the day today. Stay cool, stay air conditioned, I guess is the name of the game. Low relative humidity, though, that's the good news. It feels kind of comfortable as you head out and about during the afternoon hours, I suppose, with dew points in the 50s as opposed to dew points in the 70s, which are not too far away. Lot of sunshine across the region. Doppler radar showing that. Let's go to the maps. There we go. We have a few clouds out in the Gulf waters. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies to start the day. Daytime highs will top out again warm, coming in around the 85, 86 degrees. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Sunshine Skyway has a bit of a slowdown as you head toward that majestic bridge. Northbound, some slowdowns there off 41. Farther south now into Manatee County, you'll see a little slowdown in and out of downtown Bradenton. Also State Road 70 busy in both directions. Farther south into Sarasota County, we'll check the map down there and we'll find a slowdown on Bee Ridge. There's a wrench with a triangle at Bee Ridge and I-75. We'll check on that. Here's a live picture of the Clark and 75 area. Quiet right now. We'll check back there in about 15 minutes. Then the South County area. Not much to report right now. We'll see a little slowdown on 41 around North Venice and Nokomis. Otherwise, all smooth so far at 6:02 on this Tuesday morning. The search continues this morning for a pair of thieves who robbed a Longboat Key couple.
Police say the thieves were posing as workers and distracted the victims to steal thousands of dollars in jewelry from the Country Club Shores homeowner. How the scheme works is that a suspect knocks on the door of the home, then tells the homeowner he's there to do some survey work and he's required to check the backyard. When the suspect and the homeowner are in the backyard, that's when another suspect comes through the front door to rob the home. Police are now encouraging folks to do all they can to not fall victim to this scam.
If you have someone come to your door, you're not sure who they are, just don't answer the door and see what explanation they can give. Try to verify they are who they say they are. If you do go out, make sure you lock the door behind you.
One of those suspects is described as a well-groomed Hispanic male around 5'8" and 170 pounds rather, driving a newer model maroon pickup truck. If you know anything about this, you are being asked to call police immediately. New this morning, the Northport Police Department is investigating an aggravated assault. It happened in the area of South Chamberlain Boulevard around midnight near Toledo Blade Boulevard and US 41. The suspect was captured after a short pursuit, but officers say there is no threat to the neighborhood. We'll have more details on this story as they become available. The number of road rage incidents involving guns is on the rise across the country, and the Sunshine State leads the nation with the highest number of total cases. A nonprofit news organization called The Trace reports 620 road rage incidents involving a gun in 2016 nationwide. 146 of those which happened right here in Florida, and at least 3 happened here in Sarasota County. Some say firearms heighten the stakes in smaller altercations, while others say they provide an important line of defense.
When guns are available and people are enraged, rather than use their fists or use their voices, they have a tendency to reach for their guns.
I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I don't think just introducing a firearm automatically raises the danger in any confrontational situation.
AAA reports 80% of drivers do admit to some instance of aggressive driving.
Well, this number is hard to grasp. Florida is on track to have 600 fatal pedestrian and bicyclist crashes this year alone. 600. So far this year, it's 146 pedestrians killed in traffic accidents across the state. 1 died in Sarasota County. 3 pedestrians, 1 bicyclist killed in Manatee County so far this year. Sarasota police received a grant last year to spend extra time on education, and now they're going to start the crackdown phase on dangerous drivers as well as unsafe pedestrians and bicyclists.
Yeah, the 237 warning citations that we handed out went to drivers, went to pedestrians, and to bicyclists. So they went to all three. And so we just hope that this education let folks know that our officers are out there. They want to keep our community safe. And so moving forward, we will be actually issuing citations.
There are similar initiatives across the state aimed at reducing the number of fatalities on the roads. Other news now, Manatee Charter School may stay open just one more year. The 700-student school is facing several academic and administrative issues, among them a so-called chaotic learning environment, teachers not following lesson plans, and regular student misbehavior. So a proposed resolution stands in between the charter school staying open or being closed after the year. The charter school will enter and follow a strict school improvement plan. The school board will make a final decision later on today on this school's fate.
Some amazing video was captured off of Anna Maria Island over the weekend. A kiteboarder jumped over the city pier, all while people were walking only a few feet away. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates has more.
The Anna Maria City Pier has long been a tourist attraction, but now a kiteboarding stunt has many people looking at the area in a whole new way.
When you think of extreme sports, the Anna Maria Island City Pier isn't the first thing that comes to mind. But last weekend, all that changed.
It was amazing. There were several people that I overheard saying, oh my gosh, he's gonna miss. And I think everybody was probably a little bit nervous for him, but he obviously is a professional and knew what he was doing.
Billy Gartman is an Anna Maria Island realtor who happened to be recording when the daring stunt took place. Gartman says her and about a dozen other people were walking on the pier when out of nowhere, the kiteboarder performed not one, but several jumps over the pier.
I see a lot of kiteboarders out here, but I have never seen anybody of that magnitude perform such an incredible feat.
Dimitri Mermenides is the man behind the stunt. According to his website, Mermenides is a professional kiteboarder and has been performing extreme stunts like the one over the pier for more than 10 years. But his video jumping the pier has sparked a lot of discussion.
It's amazing.
Really cool.
I thought that was pretty incredible what he did, but if I was on that pier, I would be running and ducking.
But not everyone is excited about the stunt.
Super scary for the people walking and the person who did it.
It's kind of scary. You don't know if you're going to get hurt or not.
I think he should only be allowed to do it if the pier is clear, with no people on there, because it would be a shame to get someone hurt.
Manatee County officials say the stunt could be considered illegal. According to an Anna Maria Island statute, kiteboarding in a manner that could likely cause a collision with the pier or person is not allowed. But the act is considered a non-criminal infraction. News that has many disappointed.
And when you have such an amazing backdrop like that, seeing things like that just adds to the magic of this island.
ABC 7 reached out to Dimitri, the guy who was kiteboarding in the video, but he was unavailable for comment. Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The Venice City Council will go over plans today that could keep skydivers grounded at the Venice Municipal Airport. City officials are expected to vote on terminating an agreement between the city and Skydive Venice Beach. The city closed that skydiving business this week after several instances involving skydivers landing outside of the designated drop zone. Some of those skydivers didn't even land on airport property, with some landing at a nearby sports park and even Venice High School. A new owner took over the company last month, and she says she will keep a closer eye on the situation if the city allows them to reopen.
I used to want to skydive when I was younger. Now I'm kind of cooling off on the idea. How about you?
Totally have no desire whatsoever
Never
to skydive.
did? No?
Not that I don't understand it. I have a lot of friends who have and said it was the greatest thrill of their life.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But I preferred, the old saying, why jump out of a perfectly good plane?
There you go. I mean, if the opportunity presented itself, I'd say why not? I mean, I'm not going to willingly go search for a skydiving adventure, but if
somebody took you by the hand and dragged you into the plane, you might do it.
Okay, why not? I'd give it a shot.
I get that. Well, the weather would be beautiful today for a skydive, I suppose. Beautiful, beautiful blue skies out there to start off your morning. We'll talk about that in a second.
Very nice. Also a story for architecture buffs. That story and more news after this.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, warm weather lovers rejoice. It'll be another one with 5 to 7 degree above average temperatures today. But what I particularly like is that number right there, the dew point value. Coming in at 55, that is a very comfortable dew point. Remember, dew point is the measure of how much moisture there is in the air. The potential for high humidity or low humidity is reflected in the dew point number. And with dew points in the 50s, most everybody would say that feels okay. You get dew points in the mid-60s, and it's a little sticky. You get dew points in the 70s, that's summer. Well, we're going to enjoy those low dew point temperatures again today. East-northeast wind coming in about 7, fairly clear skies out there. It's a nice start to what will end up being a nice day. So, taking a look at the latest values from Mote Marine spotters out at our area beaches, things are still looking pretty good. We'll have again today a general easterly wind flow that'll be fairly strong and the sea breeze kept fairly close to the coastline. The only beach showing any kind of even slight amounts of red tide toxin or irritants in the air is coming in around the Venice Beach area. Now, obviously, these values float and drift, and they'll be in one place one day and another place the next day. We'll have updates for you on the noon show, but so far, things look pretty good. A lot of green flags waving out there for low amounts of toxin. There's what's left over of yesterday's sprinkles out in Gulf waters. We enjoy sunshine to start the day. A time lapse of the last 12 hours show those light little bits of drizzle that developed mostly out in Gulf waters in our neck of the woods. Lee County saw a few more in inland areas, and there were a few over land, but not that many, isolated really. The showers really built along where the sea breeze front and that general easterly wind kind of collided right along the coast. Locally, we're not expecting much in the way of rainfall again today. To the north, the Atlanta airport, the Charlotte airport hubs that serve our area all look good weather-wise. Showers and thunderstorms back to the west could be severe. They extend upward toward the northeast, while most of the rest of the country enjoys fair weather. There could again today be some stronger storms around areas of Cleveland on up in through parts of down east Maine. That's a low-pressure area that drifts eastward. The threat of severe weather a little further east today than it was yesterday. The front itself kind of meanders down through Texas, which is where the other site for severe weather will be. A high-pressure ridge is our dominant weather feature, again directing our winds out of the east, bringing those showers to the other coast, and a few of them may make it across the state. But again, these are very low showers, so they need the moisture support of the Atlantic Ocean. And once they get over land, they tend to fall apart. Plus, the high-pressure ridge that sits over the southern coastline and over the state of Florida has kind of a suppressive quality for developing showers. So just not going to see much today. Mostly sunny start, warm, late sea breezes near the coast, a little bit of extra cloud cover during the afternoon, and then that possibility of an isolated sprinkle. There's your bullseye for stronger storms today, especially to the north and especially to the south. But locally, not much in the way of rainfall, really right straight through the week. A couple of days I've identified as possibly a little bit better rain chance days, but even so, we're not looking at any kind of rain out anywhere across the boards for at least 7 days, and temperatures stay warm. Back to you.
All right, taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning in Manatee County. As you see into Bradenton, as you head into downtown Bradenton, both of those bridges are seeing an increase in traffic, as well as State Road 70 seeing a little bit of congestion if you're heading towards I-75. As we head into Sarasota County, a little bit of congestion on Fruitville and Bee Ridge Road, also on 41 if you're heading down towards South County. As we head into South County, not a whole lot going on, pretty quiet throughout that area as well on this Tuesday morning. A historical home in Sarasota is gaining attention from around the world. Here's ABC7's Linda Carson with more.
The Walker Guest House has been here on the grounds of the Ringling Museum since November of 2015, but it's leaving at the end of April, and this is definitely something you don't want to miss. It was built here and is sponsored by the Sarasota Architectural Foundation.
The Walker Guest House is a remarkable, we call it the original tiny house. It was designed by architect Paul Rudolph in 1952, and it was his first solo commission, and the original house is still standing on Sanibel Island.
And Paul Rudolph and this house are very important to Sarasota.
Paul Rudolph was really the father. He and Ralph Twitchell were the co-founders of a movement called the Sarasota School of Architecture back in the early 50s.
Sarasota architect Carl Abbott studied under Paul Rudolph at Yale and heard him talk about the Walker Guest House.
This is one of his favorite early buildings, and it's one of his first early buildings too. I think it is the very first, but yeah, he did talk about it because it is so simple and so clean and so logical.
Abbott calls it a building in motion.
So the panels do go up and down, and they close to make it. It becomes almost like a cave, or it can become a pavilion. You know, the walls go up and down. So it's just a totally flexible space.
It's a wonderful example of the Sarasota School principles of bringing the outside in and, you know, talking about sustainable green architecture, and the size is small.
The original Walker Guest House is still in use by the Walker family, and Mrs. Walker, now in her 90s, still lives there.
It's a perfect example of mid-century modern architecture. It's sometimes called a machine for living. Sometimes they call them less is more out of Ms. Vonderow, this house really does that, and it combines all those aesthetics of the Bauhaus. Perfect, pure, nothing you don't need, everything you do, nothing you don't.
Since the original Walker Guest House is not open to the public, this replica draws architects from around the world and was written up in the Wall Street Journal. A real feather in Sarasota's cap.
Well, Sarasota's unique, and there aren't many places that would do this. I think, that have an organization as strong as Sarasota Architecture Foundation that really does care about our architectural legacy.
The Walker Guest House closes on April 30th with great fanfare. There'll be a big celebration open to the public. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
So many architectural jewels here in Sarasota.
A lot, all over the place.
Just amazing. Still have on the Good Morning Suncoast new details on a man accused of sending an anti-government manifesto to President Trump.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management present the Best of Sarasota Soiree at Selby Gardens on April 24th.
It's an evening to sip, savor, and celebrate Sarasota Manatee's best of winners.
This year will be full of Warhol-inspired surprises, entertainment, and a tribute to those representing the best in our community.
Come join ABC 7 for all the fun.
Get your tickets today at sarasotamagazine.com.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Beautiful shot. This never gets old, you know it? I'm like a little kid in a candy store. What do we have this morning? Another pretty shot of the downtown Sarasota area.
I think my favorite is when the sun is slowly rising in the morning. So I always love those sunrises, and beautiful shot. It looks great out there.
Yeah, a little horizon shot later on in the morning. 6:24 right now. Welcome back. New details about a Wisconsin fugitive suspected of robbing a gun store and sending an anti-government manifesto to President Trump.
ABC's Adrian Bankert has the latest in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details about Joseph Jakubowski, the armed and dangerous fugitive accused of sending a lengthy and angry manifesto to President Trump. Overnight, authorities releasing photos of the Wisconsin man's tattoos and saying their $10,000 reward still stands for any information leading to his arrest. This as we learn new details of exactly what is contained in that 161-page handwritten manifesto.
In the manifesto, they're going to look for clues. May not be direct, but there may be enough information to narrow down potential attack sites.
But it's those closest to Jakubowski, including those heard in the video, who could be key to this case. And we'll have the latest on the massive nationwide manhunt coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Adrienne Bankert, ABC News, Janesville, Wisconsin.
When your windshield needs to be fixed, trust Safelite Auto Glass. Our exclusive TrueSeal technology means a strong, reliable bond. At Safelite, we stand behind our work because the ones you love sit behind it.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace. This is Good Thins, the beat one. The reason you stop scrolling one. The whoops, you looked at your calendar wrong one. Real life snacks baked with real ingredients. It's Good Thins. Good gets real.
It's wild out there. But now you can let your dogs out. Just protect them with Simparica, the monthly chew that virtually wipes out fleas and ticks. Studies showed that at the end of the month, Simparica killed more ticks in less time than both Frontline and NexGard. Simparica may cause abnormal neurologic signs, such as tremors, unsteadiness, and/or seizures. The most frequently reported adverse reactions were vomiting and diarrhea. So get Simparica for protection that goes on and on.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Creative Gems in gold and silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Next on Good Morning Suncoast, 2 people killed and another injured after a man opens fire in an elementary school in California.
No charges for the Navy SEAL who forced a trainee to go underwater repeatedly, leading to his death. We'll tell you why.
And how certain foods high in gluten could be triggering celiac disease.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Off to a nice start. There's your horizon shot.
I'm excited. Glad to see that every morning.
The lights out there twinkling right now, 6:30 on a Tuesday morning. Glad you're out there. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. I'm certainly looking forward to Easter weekend. We were talking about Easter plans, but I'm hoping the weather is going to be nice. I'm looking to go to the beach for Easter. So.
Let's ask the expert who knows the answers.
Good?
Yeah, looks good. Looks warm. I think the Easter Bunny will be in shorts this year.
Oh.
Nice.
Pretty sure about that.
Nice.
Otherwise, we're looking at some, again, dry conditions across the Suncoast. You know, Ray was mentioning he thought he saw maybe a sprinkle or two around yesterday in some places. And that's true. We did have a sprinkle or two, but really nothing that would tip the rain bucket in our favor. It's still very dry out there. And again, today, we may get an isolated sprinkle or two, mostly out in Gulf waters, but still no appreciable rain in the forecast for today. We're looking at a very dry state of Florida and a very sunny state of Florida as we start off the morning. I think dawn breaks to clear skies, so it should be a very pretty beginning to what'll end up being, I think, a pretty day. A warm day, though. Again, yesterday we hit 87 degrees, and I think we're going to get pretty close to that again today. Back to you guys.
Near a record almost by now. We'll check with John about that shortly. No real problems right now in Manatee County. A couple construction issues there, and also State Road 70. Always a little congested in both directions there between 301 and I-75. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll see what that shows for us. We see a large triangle between the Bee Ridge and Clark. Inconclusive. Looks like it's actually an icon of a car accident around that area of shade, perhaps near Bee Ridge and maybe Tuttle. That's all we can tell you right now. Let's go to a live shot, though, at Clark and I-75. We'll see how it's going out there. Yeah, traffic increasing as we go through the morning. That'll always be the case. And then South County will see no problems as you wake up at 6:32 on this Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, a California city remains in shock after an apparent murder-suicide inside of a local elementary school.
Police say a man walked into the estranged wife's classroom and shot her to death before he turned the gun on himself. Two of her young students were also hit by gunfire. One of them was killed. San Bernardino police said the man kept his gun concealed until it was too late.
There is no indication that the gun was visible upon his arrival at the school. It wasn't until he came into the classroom that he presented the firearm.
Well, last night they had a prayer vigil at a local church where families and friends gathered to honor the victims. The other student, by the way, remains in stable condition in the hospital. The ongoing drama between the U.S. and Russia continues to escalate as some in the administration are accusing Russia of knowing there was going to be an attack on Syria.
This is as Secretary of State Rex Tillerson arrives in Moscow for diplomacy talks with top Russian leaders. ABC's Maggie Ruley is in Washington with more.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's trip to Moscow could not come at a more tense time for U.S.-Russia relations. With growing criticism against Russia from world leaders at the G7 summit in Italy and support for the recent U.S.-ordered missile strikes on Russia's ally, the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad.
I can't imagine a stable and peaceful Syria where Bashar al-Assad is in power.
The strike in retaliation for the chemical weapons attack that Assad ordered on his own people, killing more than 80. Now new accusations from Washington that Russia was well aware of the chemical weapons stockpile.
I believe that Russia knew about the chemical weapons because they were operating from exactly the same base.
Russia is denying all accusations and continues to support the Syrian government. New images appear to show Syria's Russian-made fighter jets are back in business on that very same base the U.S. destroyed. And now Russia, in a remarkable joint statement with Iran and Hezbollah, warning the U.S. of retaliation for any new strikes, saying from now on we will respond to anyone, including America, if it attacks Syria and crosses the red lines. And while the president has not blamed Russia outright, others in the administration have gone that far.
Innocent victims were hurt by a terrible regime that was attempted to be covered up by Russia.
While we're expecting most of the conversations to have a hard focus on the Syria conflict, there will be talks of working together, as the U.S. will need some level of cooperation from Russia to defeat ISIS in the region. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Florida is going to join more than a dozen other states in an effort to reinstate President Trump's travel ban. In court documents, the state says the ban falls under the president's authority to block foreigners from coming into this country. They also reject claims that the ban targets Muslims. The Court of Appeals is considering a ruling by a federal judge in Hawaii that previously blocked the ban.
An aviation security officer is on paid leave this morning after video surfaced of a man being dragged off of a United Airlines flight. United Airlines says that flight was overbooked and 4 people needed to get off, so a crew could be sent from Chicago to Louisville. After no one volunteered to get off the plane, the 4 passengers were randomly selected. One man who was chosen refused to get off, saying he was a doctor and needed to get back to his patients. He was then yanked from his seat and dragged off, leaving other passengers stunned.
After having done really nothing other than say, this is my seat, I bought and paid for it, I need to go to Louisville. I could not believe what I was seeing or hearing. I was in shock.
While it is legal for airlines to remove passengers from flights, the incident is under investigation. The CEO of United says it's an upsetting event.
A Navy SEAL instructor has been cleared of charges in a sailor's drowning. 21-year-old James Lovelace was pushed repeatedly underwater during a Navy SEAL's basic training pool exercise 11 months ago. Lovelace had been dunked at least twice while struggling to tread water in full gear. At the time, the coroner ruled the death a homicide, but a Navy commander has made the decision to not pursue charges, adding that the autopsy revealed that Lovelace had an enlarged heart, which he says contributed to his death.
Florida officials will get an update next week on the state's growing bear population. Hunting supporters have argued that a hunt is a way to better manage bear populations. Florida Fish and Wildlife says their update does not include anything specific about holding a hunt. Bear hunting has been a controversial issue since the commission allowed the first bear hunt in more than 20 years, just 2 years ago.
We're not planning on giving anything specific about bear hunting in 2017. However, with that said, at all of the previous commission meetings recently, the public has come and talked about bear hunting, so we anticipate that likely will happen again, and our commissioners can always, engage on that topic if they wish to do so.
If they did not have one last year, they figured it was done for a while in error, and now people are realizing it is back up and will be back up, the possibility of a hunt. And we are hearing from members all over the state and all over the country, actually, in opposition of any kind of bear trophy hunt.
The commission decided against holding a hunt in 2016 after more than 300 bears were killed in 2 days during the 2015 hunt. Now the agency hopes to build a case for future hunts and to provide more time for non-lethal efforts to reduce human-bear conflicts.
Well, here's a close call. Fast-moving brush fires destroyed part of a Girl Scout camp in Central Florida. Camp leaders evacuated 60 young scouts as the flames spread in Seminole County on Saturday. The flames destroyed 2 boathouses and 2 large restrooms. Also a pavilion, a pontoon boat, and a boat dock were also charred in this blaze.
The mothers and the daughters are, they're heartbroken. But the one thing that we know for sure is that we will rebuild.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Back here on the Suncoast, the Ringling College of Art and Design is adding new dorms to its list of campus upgrades. The plan calls for a new 50-unit dorm that will house up to 185 students. The 3-story structure will be nestled between Whitaker Bayou and trees at the east end of that property, with a pedestrian bridge over the bayou to connect the rooms to campus. That project is expected to cost about $25 million and is scheduled to open in the fall of 2018.
That college continues to grow every month. New news from that campus.
Exactly. Well, a loggerhead turtle is now getting a new lease on life with some help from the Mote Marine Laboratory.
Employees released Mike back into the Gulf from the Anna Maria Island Bayfront Park. Fun to watch. Mike is an adult female loggerhead turtle that Mote rescued off Longboat Key back in January. She was suffering then from toxins from red tide and also pneumonia. After 2.5 months of intensive care at Mote's Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Hospital, she is now better than before. But Mote reminds boaters and beachgoers to be watchful, especially during this upcoming turtle nesting season.
Just stay back from them, watch them. They're beautiful, graceful creatures, but you don't want to bother them. Again, they are protected and threatened, but they're amazing to watch.
It was awesome. It was once in a lifetime. Hopefully I'll do it again. She was huge, and she took off fast.
Mike was also found with a tag from a 2011 University of Central Florida science experiment. She also nestled in Brevard County, we have since found out. So that turtle gets around and now back where she belongs. Fun to track that thing.
Have you guys ever experienced one of those turtle releases before?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're so awesome. I got a chance to go off with the Coast Guard one time and release over 100 sea turtles with them. And there were huge ones, small ones, some of them cold stunned. Great opportunity if you ever get a chance to go out and see one of them.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'm astounded at how large they are.
I know it.
Exactly. They're huge.
Cool stuff. Nice weather shaping up for you today. Warm, though. At the beach might be exactly the place you'd want to be. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Good idea. 6:40 right now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. There are a lot of movies coming out this time of year.
But one movie is getting a lot more buzz than others on social media, and we'll tell you why coming up after the break.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
My yard, it's overgrown, it's out of control, it's a huge problem.
I showed Randy our entire line of outdoor power equipment. We have everything he needs.
Ace is the place that lets you clear land like a modern-day pioneer. Yeah!
Don't miss these April Red Hot Buys. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to californiaclosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Again, a warm start to the afternoon, 61 degrees the air temperature. Dew point coming in at 55 with an east-northeast wind at about 7. The pressure is at 30.18, warm and high pressure will be with us throughout the afternoon. and we don't see much in the way of any change in the wind direction. It'll be coming out of the east consistently throughout the day today, with a little bit of a sea breeze developing near the coast, but currently their winds are light and generally all out of the east or northeast across the entire area. So the index that is favored by the Florida Division of Forestry is the Fire Danger Index, which is a product that tells us how likely it is for a fire to start and then require professional support in order to suppress it. In other words, a fire department. So across the region, we still have some, very troubling numbers here. We're looking at Manatee County coming in the very high category, and most every place else coming in the high to moderate category, mostly across the entire state of Florida, at least the southern half of the state where there's been a little less rainfall. Humidities will be a little bit higher today, and that certainly will aid in firefighting, but nevertheless, we do need to be careful with outdoor burns. And in many locations, outdoor burns have been prohibited because of the warm temperatures and low relative humidities. A lot of sunshine across the region right now. That sunshine will continue on throughout the day today with a few fair weather clouds building later on in the afternoon under the influence of that easterly wind. So yesterday we saw a few showers, but most of them were out in Gulf waters caused by the collision of a sea breeze trying to form against a general easterly wind. And so right along the immediate coastline, you saw these blossoming of showers that kind of moved out into the Gulf. But over land, it was a sprinkle or two at best is all we really saw. And that'll probably be the case again today, just a sprinkle or two possible. If you're traveling today, the Atlanta airport looks good. The Carolina airports all look good. It's back to the west where the showers will occur. Texas to Houston, and then on up into Louisiana and Arkansas, then on to down East Maine. There'll be another cluster of showers that could develop into something stronger. Around these two areas of low pressure will be the favored location for stronger storms. The frontal boundary itself never makes it into the state of Florida. We stay warm. We stay continuing on with an easterly wind, encouraging showers along the other coast, and a few of them kind of drifting back to this location. But still, not enough to put a dent in that rainfall deficit. So 2 days this week I've identified as possibly better rain chance days, but basically it's a dry week ahead with temperatures that are well above average. Back to you.
All right, taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. Traffic increasing on the downtown Bradenton area as you head towards Cortez and 41 around that bend. Also, State Road 70 in both directions between 301 and 75, seeing an increase in traffic. 301 looking clear, though, as you head into Sarasota County. A little bit of congestion off of 41 in that direction. Also, there is an accident, it looks like, between Bee Ridge and Clark Road over towards that Shade Avenue direction. We do have a live shot from Clark Road and State Road 75. As you can see, traffic increasing throughout the morning in that area. We'll continue to keep you updated. And our next traffic hit as we head into South County, pretty quiet throughout that area. A little bit of construction toward Warm Mineral Springs. Other than that, no accidents to report throughout that area. In health news this morning, could a normally harmless virus cause a gluten sensitivity?
Well, a new study suggests that a certain type of viruses could trigger a person's immune system to overreact to gluten, which then could lead to celiac disease. Celiac disease occurs when the immune system recognizes gluten, commonly found in wheat or other grains, as harmful. About 40% of the population have the genes that predispose them to celiac. According to the CDC, at least 3 million Americans have the disease, with 97% undiagnosed. I was diagnosed about 7 years ago. And there's a lot of options these days. Luckily, my wife can cook a lot of gluten-free pasta and so forth, so not a huge hit.
Right. Well, maybe I'll have to come over and have Erin cook me some gluten-free pasta so I can try it out.
That's a good idea. She's a great cook. Entertainment news now. The new Thor trailer, music award nominees, and the most talked about movie in America.
Here's Douglas Hyde with your Hollywood Minute.
It's main event time. Thor Ragnarok is shaping up to be a big event for fans of the God of Thunder. His latest adventure opens November 3rd. A new teaser trailer reveals the Marvel superhero will face off against Cate Blanchett's hammer-destroying Hela, Jeff Goldblum's Grand Master, and perhaps Thor's biggest foe yet, the Incredible Hulk.
Yes! We know each other. He's a friend from work. Oh, come on.
only got one chance to make this family whole again.
If social media chatter is any indication, The Fate of the Furious is poised for a fortunate fate at the box office. The action film, which opens April 14th, was the most talked about movie online this past week, generating 80,000 new conversations, according to the movie media measurement firm ComScore.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love.
This year's nominees for the Billboard Music Awards have been announced, and 2 acts have tied the all-time record for most nominations. Drake and the Chainsmokers each nabbed a jaw-dropping 22 nods, and both are up for Top Artist. The Billboard Music Awards are set to air May 21st. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas High.
I love that name, the Chainsmokers.
I know. Do you do dance moves like Drake, though, at night?
I have to stretch first before I do that. Up next, we'll update the day's top news headlines.
And how you can own a part of Earth. Thanks to NASA. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I love big bling for little Ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems. Or I wear nothing at all.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual international festival of chamber music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Created Gems, where you always get big bling for little Ching.
Welcome back. 6:54 on this Tuesday. Here are the top stories we're following for you.
The search is on for two thieves who stole thousands of dollars in jewelry from a couple on Longboat Key. Police say one guy went to the door posing as a survey worker and got the homeowner to come out and distracted him, while another person went inside the house.
Plus, a vote today by the Venice City Council could keep skydivers grounded at the Venice Municipal Airport. The City Council will decide on whether or not to terminate an agreement with Skydive Venice Beach after reports of several skydivers landing outside of the designated drop zone.
And a stunt over the pier on Anna Maria Island stuns bystanders, and several kiteboarders soared over the pier. Manatee County officials say what they did could be illegal.
And taking a look at your traffic this morning, traffic increasing as you head into Manatee County, as you head into downtown Bradenton and State Road 70 and 301, seeing an increase in traffic. I-75 looking clear as you head into Sarasota County. One accident to report in between Bee Ridge and Clark Road over by Shade Avenue. Other than that, looking clear as you head into South County. Pretty quiet on this Tuesday morning. John?
So this may come as a shocker, but it'll be above average temperatures again today. Daytime highs top out in the mid 80s. Look for not much in the way of any kind of sunshine. The best two rain chance days this week, probably Wednesday and Saturday, and they're not even that high.
All right. We'll take it then. NASA gearing up for Earth Day by offering up sections of the planet to website visitors. The space agency split the world into 64,000 pieces. Now it's going to adopt out parts for the awareness campaign. Each piece is about 55 miles wide, but users don't get to pick their slices. NASA provides adopters with detailed scientific information on their slices of paradise. And it's funny, the fine print says adopters receive certificates that they can print or share. And this is not a legal document. This is just for fun. You don't own the section of land afterwards.
But that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
That's a neat idea.
Good campaign.
Yeah. You learn a little bit about your little 55 square mile patch of Earth.
Good idea.
There you go.
Enjoy your Tuesdays.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America's coming up next.